Hi everyone, my name is Franbell Omirari. Today, we have the pleasure and honor to have in our program in the interview Donna Ifa Abeyo, like so many of you know. She's a great activist. She's so active in the community. She has different programs to help the community. So in this interview, you can know more about her. OCHAREO, Ada Che, Chenife Chocún, Chenife Maru, Chenife La Ocha. Welcome, Donna Ifa Abeyo.
It's a pleasure. Bendición, bendición. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Santo.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Oh, yes.
Okay, Ifa Abeyo, how did you start in this religion?
I was diagnosed with cervical cancer, and they were like telling me to prepare because I was really sick. I was getting surgeries after surgeries, and I had met Omidina and Ififibu, my godparent, my madrina, and my jabona, and they started doing their bosses and everything, and it came out that I had to get crowned so Ochun and Alegua can save my life, and I'm here. Wow. Yeah, I'm here. I'm that person that you I'm that person that people hear about. They had to get crowned to save their life. Yeah, that was me. That was me.
Wow.
So yeah.
The experience about the spiritual path, about the spirits.
That they don't play. They stand what they believe. And you know, you were the Oba and you were the one that ran for my ida. And I remember when you said, wait, Legwa wants to speak, but he wants to speak to her son. And he said, Legwa say he's going to heal you from everything. My godmother and all they could do was cry. And you didn't even know. You didn't know what was going on. And, you know, so it was. So I know that I'm a walking, living testimony of the things that can happen when you know, do things right. And I'm here. So faith is beyond. So I believe in it. I believe in the Odus. I believe in the Egun. I believe in the Orisha because I'm still here to be and watch all 9 of my grandkids, you know, live their life. I'm here. So my experience with that, beautiful. It is. It's beautiful. It really is.
Nice. What motivated you to create conversation with Ifa Abeyo? And it's one of the programs in Facebook that so many people.
Mm-hmm. I started it because a few years ago, a sister wanted help. She was being sexually molested by the person that she considered her godfather. And she came on and we had that conversation and so many people could relate to it. And it just took off from there. She was the very first person I ever interviewed, I ever spoke to. And it went from there. And from that, people started writing in, asking questions and, you know, wanting to know how, you know, what if this is this right? Or and I don't have all the answers. That's why I tell people I have a plethora of spiritual people on my page. I know how to pick up the phone and say, hey, can I ask you a question? Do you have time? And, you know, or have that person speak to them. So, you know, there was a guy that raped 17 women and he was crowned. He was crowned. He was initiated. And these women were over a period of 8-9 years. So these conversations are beautiful to have. And I know this religion is so beautiful and just spiritual. It's beautiful. We have, unfortunately, some people that are still unhealed and sick, and they just know, you know, to hurt other people. So to have it out there to give space so people can talk about these things and receive healing and heal the person that is wronging them, because maybe they don't know, you know, and, you know, to give people a space and a voice, you know, so that's why. And it's been going on now for almost 11 years. You know, when I started, I had 3 people watching. I used to just have 3 people watching. So yeah, so now it's still going, you know, expanded. I don't do it every day. I only do it on Wednesdays. And, you know, and it's needed. It really is needed. I do get at least 50 emails saying how the conversation helped them, or this is what they were going through, or can you elaborate on this? You know, a lot of people didn't know what an Oba was. They was like, what's that? I was like, that's the master ceremonies. You can't have that without them. But if people don't know and they get with other spiritual people and they don't use them, they think it's right. I mean, is it right? Do it. I was like, listen, I'm not over. I didn't get my hands washed. I don't know, but I can find out. So it is. It's needed. It helps. It helps a lot.
Yeah, I think that this is something great for the community, because through the conversation, you clarify the mind and also because some people, they don't know, and yes, they think something that is wrong for right, because just they don't have the knowledge about it, and also they think that it's part of the ceremony, and it is not like that.
No, it's not.
Nice job.
Thank you. But I give it all to them. You know, I've learned a lot over the years. I mean, I'm no professional of anything, but to see where you could save somebody thousands of dollars, you know, and all this money. And, you know, you had a woman that was saying she was crowned Oya and crowning people $4,000, and they're not even crowned because she's not crowned, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, she wasn't crowned, and she was crowning all these people. And the mother spent her money to get her daughter crowned, and her daughter's not even crowned. They read you, they take you in the basement, they put you in front of some altar, they make you lay on the floor for a day, and then you go home. You have Orisha, $4,000, and you have over 20 people you crown. That's scary.
Because sadly, there are people that they are in the religion just for money, not because the religion that they want to help the community. They just do that for money. What experience, even though Ochun saved your life, after that, what experience do you have with that great Orisha that is Ochun?
Listen, she has, you know, I always heard through the whole time of me being a Yahweh, oh, Shun's children are bad. Oh, you got the worst Orisha. Oh, they come with problems. I was like, no. Oh, don't talk to her. She'll turn her back on you. She'll abuse you. And I'm like, if that's my mother, she should love me like I love her. As long as I'm not disrespecting her or anything. Listen, I would not have no other crown in the world. I appreciate her. She loves me. She said that my feet will touch floors that I would never dream of. I have traveled. A girl that lived in the projects, fought and sold drugs, is living a whole new different life. And I have to give thanks to Egun, to Alegua, as well as her, and Arula, definitely. But definitely. And the experience to have her crowned on my head has always been amazing. And I love it because she gave me the name that's so beautiful. She knows my heart. The world can see everything else, but she knows my heart. And it's beautiful. She's a beautiful Orisha. I mean, I love them all, but definitely she steps in and she lets it be known. One time I was complaining and I was like, you know, I can't believe I'm going through this. And I went to see Arula, and he said, listen, Ochun says, stop complaining, because anything you go through, she went through it already. And from that day forward, I don't complain. If she made it through, I'm not her, but I know she made a way and made it easier for me to make it through. So I'm good. So yes.
Yes, you are. No, because something that is important to let the youngest know that why we need to work and continue doing that is that you must also change your lifestyle. You cannot get crowned and continue with the person that you are. We need to follow up our ita as best as we can. And after that, we can see the results. Because some people they want to get crowned, but they don't want to follow the advice from the Orisha, so they don't have any resource. And then after they blame the godparent or they blame the religion and everything like that, we crown to change our life, to live a new life, because we want to get a new name and new advices, a new parent that is our godparent, the spiritual parent that we have, a new family members, and everything is new. So if we do that ceremony to follow the advices. So I am so proud of you because you are a great example for the youngest. And Elegua, what is the role that Elegua play in your life?
I remember being, he's not my dad, but I remember being under the throne and everybody was asking, what are you praying for? What are you praying for? And I said, just allow me to live. And when you opened up and Orisha spoke, the first thing that came out of his mouth, because I was under the throne, nobody didn't hear me pray or anything. Elegua said, I will heal you of every ailment that you have, as long as you take care of me. That is my man at all times. Because, and when you did it, I never forget, I looked over because my Jabona was standing next to me because she was writing, and I looked over at my godmother and all I saw was the tear come down her face. Because she knew what I was going through. And for Elegua to say that, and no one didn't hear my prayer, what? Oh my goodness, I was so happy. So by all means, everybody thought that would be my father and Santo though. They really did. They was like, oh, that's the child of Elegua. That's when they found out it was Ogun, it was, what? No. I was like, yeah, well, okay. But yeah, Elegua has been very important in my life, to make sure that I stand on my morals and principles and complete whatever I start. So yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Could you speak with us about the program that you have participated, that you participate in that, and it's the Ochun village?
I met a young lady that her husband is incarcerated. He is what we call a juvenile lifer, but his crown is Shango. Gabosile, I'm sorry, I always have to do that. And he's in prison. He's been in prison since he was 16, and I think a little longer. And she was looking for books and any kind of help, and she lives in California. I love her. I love her story. And that made me think of, what about all the people that's in prison, as well as the college students, but what about those people that's in prison? What about those people that are homeless, that's in domestic violence shelters? Do they not have, and especially if they want to learn about Orisha and Egon, do we throw them away because of the life that they once led, or do we help them? And I would have a monthly group for women that were in domestic violence situations, and they would ask about Yemaya and Ochun and Oya and how they can change, and for them to have a belief, not knowing the Orisha itself like we would know. No, they didn't. I'm sorry. I don't know why she's calling, but not knowing that part, but having that part of faith in Orisha, and to believe that this Orisha can help them because of the stories they heard. There was a sister, she had 2 children, and she wanted to leave her husband because he was abusing her. She has so much faith in Yemaya. You can't tell her, she's not crowned, she's not initiated, but that one story of how Yemaya helped the mother of all mothers and, protects you and watches over you wherever she goes. She don't have a statue, but just the belief. And now she has her own apartment. She lives in a nice part. So let me write her real quick. But yeah, so that right there is beautiful. So many sisters would hold on to these stories that they share or they read about, and they would use that so they can get through the day. So that's why I created Ochun Village, for people that can have some hope. to know that there's somebody out there or something that you can grab onto to get you up in the morning to live your life, you know. And it's so far, it's been helping.
Listen, when we listen the problem of others, even though people don't believe in that, you are helping this person because this person just want to speak with someone that trust in this person and speak about their problem. That is a great help. And about that results, that program also do speak with the husband or people that are in jail also participate in that program?
Yeah. To have people that are a part of it when they come home. The husband, she's always looking for like materials. If anybody have like old books and stuff and they want to send it, I will, or I always post her information and she sends it to the, you know, inmates that are in prison in California as well as New York, upstate, and just all over. So we try to help as well, you know, where they need help. If they ask, we help. We had one year, we had a letter writing campaign. It wasn't anything sexual, just giving them prayers, something to look forward to, you know, because it's a trying time. It's a lonely time, especially around the holidays. So now what we're doing is helping those that are, you know, in the house. You know, we're going to do like in January, 1-2 days of just, you know, helping people to spiritually protect themselves, to, you know, just give them prayers and things to think about while they're in the house because of COVID, because of, you know, these are trying days for people because, you know, so many people have passed away. In 2019, I lost 14 people in 1 year.
What do you recommend for youngers?
It was a young girl that, you know, I always give the experience. It was a young girl. I was in my shop and she walked over to me. She was 6. She asked me, did I know of Jesus? And I heard her story. She told me how Jesus died on the cross and everything. And I'm sitting there like, who's this little girl and where's her mother? So when the mother came up, I said, well, she told me about Jesus. And I need to tell you about who I believe in. And I told her about Olodumare and Alofi, and she's 6. And she was like, just like a kid in the candy store, she was doing this. Her mother, all of them were like this. And I'm like, okay. She was like, is there a coloring book? Is there something? And I'm like, wow, we really don't have a coloring book. So I'm now currently getting with people for children. There's a few books that's out, but there's not ones that will be for like 6, 7, 8-year-olds, and most of them love the color, and most of them love to see pictures and the stories. So we're currently trying to find some ways of doing that, but basically just sharing the stories. I have 9 grandkids. They don't know how to say crown. The little ones, that's 4 and 3. They call me Queen. Oh, my gum is Queen. She's Queen, which we know that means crown, but they know to pray to Egons. They know the song. They know to throw themselves. When Ochun, they say, the lady of the house, we have to talk to the lady of the house. But basically it's sharing the stories. It's talking to the parents and sharing the stories. Sharing the stories and being an example. Because people watch you before they listen to you. That's what I've noticed. People watch you before they listen. Because you have to be able to say what you mean what you say, and show it. How you, being a woman that had a child at young, you know, I had my son when I was 14, going on 15. I sold drugs. I was in and out of jail. Show me how you can change your life without doing something crooked. Because if I'm hustling out in the street, this is my only income. So show me how you made that transition without belittling me, judging me, bringing up my past. Well, you got to invest in you. How bad do you want to change your life? And you start sharing the stories and people start looking at the stories. And then they start, like, I don't know the Do It Goes With, but when Ochun went to everyone. And this is what I tell majority of the women. When Ochun wanted to feed her kids, she went to everyone. Nobody would help her. So she had to go and get all the blankets and everything, the furs, and protect herself and go out there and get it herself. so her children and she can eat. Okay, so what do the women when they hear that? Then I know that if I can't get help, if I go to my girlfriends, they're gonna gossip about me. If I go to the men, they're gonna want to have sex with me. I just need to feed my kids. How do I do that? Well, if I don't know how to get a job, how do I fill out a job application? Somebody help me. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. I get a bunch of blank job applications. Let me show you how to fill them out. How do you want to go back to school? How we do the paperwork? What school do you want to go? Do you have your GED? Helping people and walking with them and letting them know. And they love to hear the stories. Oh my goodness. The people that I've run into, you know, from the drug dealers to the sex workers, all of that. They want to hear the stories. They want to see where that familiarness they have in those stories. Where do they see themselves? And they do. So yeah, we educating. That's the main one, is educating people, letting them not see the bad or trying. Well, they can see the bad, but letting them see that we don't judge. We're not here to, you know, chastise you and belittle you. We're here to help you. But where do you need the help at? Because I don't want to, you know, overwhelm you and put too much on you. So where do you need the help at? Oh, you need the help of filling out an application. Come on, let me show you. And instead of, you don't have to take a picture. Oh, I'm taking a picture of filling out applications. No, the most beautiful moments are the ones without, they're here and here in your heart and in your head. They're not on a picture on a social media. So yeah, that's how I help.
Congratulations. This is like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, because really this is a great job that you do from the bottom of your heart, like Ochun does for everyone. Even though I have crowned them, I love Ochun. And it really touched my heart, because it's not to do things for people, it's to teach them how to do it. This is the purpose of this channel, to teach people how you can prepare your own adimu, how you can attend Ochun, how you know about the odun that you have in your ita, the adimuse, because you need to be independent. Even though you got parents, you need to learn how to work with the riches that you have, because you have own church in the house. And that's you are doing is a great job, because you are teaching them. No, I don't want to fill out the application for you. So sit down with me here and we do together. And what do you, I don't want to give you money. I want to teach you how you can make the money for your kids. This is something that is great for the community and also from the youngest. Also, you have another program that you are working that is on Instagram. This is on Instagram. I think that it's on Sunday or something like that. What is because you have a lot of programs.
Oh yeah, it's Get Bug Monday. So Get Bug Monday, we just get people to talk about regular things. We have ministers come on, 5%ers, people that's with, I don't know if you ever see them outside, I call them my mother's living room curtains, the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites. I mean, we have everyone come on, and we see the similarities of, you know, I had a brother that came on that was Nuwapian, and, you know, they believe in everything, the Egyptians, Mayat, and all of that. So you see, people get to see other ways, and you see the familiar, all of the things that we all have in common, because we all have to agree. We can agree to disagree, but our main objective is helping those that's in our community, you know, just helping them to rise up. And, you know, we have to make sure we are praying for our community, because we're going into the supermarkets, we're going into the restaurant, we're going into the doctors. We need to make sure they're okay, they're safe. Because I don't want to be in there when they do a robbery or anything. So yeah, you pray for your community, but you also network. So you network. My brother, he was on as a minister. So people can ask questions and see, okay, Well, then what makes yours not even better? How do we come together, you know, and talk and ask the questions, you know, because people knew that, like one of the topics, they knew that, okay, I heard the word Oba. I don't know what an Oba is. I don't know what this is. Oh, okay, well, let's find one. Let's get them on. Let's figure out how it is. And I was like, well, the Oba is the master of ceremonies. Nothing goes without them. And so this way they'll know, you know, like, can ceremonies be done without Obas? You know, like these were questions that, and if you ask it in a public forum, then people may crucify you. Oh, you've been crowned for 10 years, you didn't know that? Well, Get Mug Monday, I will say it. So you don't have to be crowned, and you don't have to be feeling bad, and you can get your answer, you know? So that's why I have that one on Mondays.
If you want to send any message for the community, for any person in particular, before we finish this interview?
I just want to say thank you, because when you did my ceremony, I have to share this, because I didn't have my Ebola for 3 years, and I remember you was at the Caribbean Cultural Center, and I was like, I gotta go see him. Oh my God, when is he gonna remember me? And when I walked through the door, you was like, hey, that's my goddaughter. I shaved the hair. Oh my God. I was so happy. I was so amazed. And you said, get your Ebola done. Get that done, and you're gonna see how things change. And I will say, it was a lady that, her name is Kate. She said, go get your Orisha. And I thought it was like $200 or $100. She sent me $2,000. And then everybody started sending me stuff. And your goddaughter, if I'm not mistaken, she was like, if you need a ride or you need anything, I'm gonna do it. And oh my God. But I wanted to see you so bad to say thank you. The ceremony was so beautiful. The conversation, I mean, man, from the day we had to go in all the way up until he died, like, you were so cool. You was like, I got you. You shaved my head. You was like, don't worry, I got you. This is what you do. You made that experience so beautiful, for real. For somebody that did not know, you really did. So I want to publicly thank you and say thank you for all the work you're doing, everything you do. I follow you. I love you so much. And thank you, because you did.
You went.
You did. You helped me.
My pleasure. That is my pleasure. Thank you, all of you, to watch the interview with Ifa Abeyo, Ochun. Follow her in Instagram on Monday. Also, she had a great program too in Facebook. Conversation with Ifa Abeyo, like we talked about before. Leave your comment below. Subscribe to this channel to receive notifications about new videos. Health, faith, and prosperity. Ya tú sabes. Oh, Charlie.